back to Greyhammer. We're going to be working on the start of, well, we're going to finish up the monorail station here. It's going to be quite difficult, but we're also going to have Indian Rhinoceros in this habitat. I am not great at building monorails, and if I had known that you could build off of the monorail grid, I probably would have built the monorail station first and the building afterwards, but you know, we all learn eventually. So this is just me trying to figure out exactly how to do these monorail stations, because you can't really do much with them once they're built, but I do feel like once I get it figured out, it actually works pretty well. But it is definitely one of the more frustrating things. That's one thing that Planet Coaster could be good for is, well, just helping improve ride systems for Planet Zoo. So yeah, we're kind of getting the station in here, but it's just not cooperating exactly how I want it to, as is all things. I end up saying, oh, that's good enough. And I do end up coming to a position where I'm pretty happy with it. Not as happy as I would be if I had built everything off the grid on it, but here we're going to start actually making it look a little bit more interesting looking, because that's kind of one of our big goals on it, is to just kind of work on that, is because we've got 2 plain monorail stations, and now this will make it 2 decorated ones, which is definitely a plus. And here I am just kind of creating a circle. I might have a few more pauses just so that I don't have as many filler words just in my speech. Kind of experimenting with that. We'll see how that goes, but you know, here I was just trying to figure out how to get this all in line, and I end up being pretty happy with it. This is a pretty fun project in my mind. I feel like I've really improved in building in the past couple weeks, and so that's been really cool to see. Just the improvements that I've had, and yeah, I really like it, what we're starting to turn out, and this episode is chock full of some really cool builds. I know this one is not super fancy, but just hold on, because we've got some really cool stuff going. If you do end up enjoying this kind of content, please don't forget to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out. And now we're just kind of making this look a little cleaner. And by a little cleaner, I mean a lot cleaner. They look significantly better now. Like, it's not like it's a crazy detailed station, but I feel like it works pretty well. And most of this is going to get solved pretty quickly. Like, we don't actually have to do too much on terms of just getting that ready. And here we are, getting our plant palette for our Indian Rhinoceroses ready. Because the habitat is pretty much already built. We already did that in previous episodes. You should go ahead and check them out. Last episode playlist, you can see everything from that playlist. But this is our habitat, and we got a lot of work to do. We're going to make these rocks a little bit more interesting. And kind of the idea here is we're going with a temperate forest. You can see I had to get some money worked up. But I'm starting to use these other rocks as well in this rock wall to add a bit more texture. I'm still trying to improve a lot when it comes to just how we build these rock walls, because I'm still not really happy with them. I mean, there's always the Caesar Create mud walls, but I really wanted to go with rocks for this. And here we're going to just kind of create some interesting terrain for you. And get those enrichment items in as well. And then we're just going to kind of cover up a bunch of that so that they wallow in here, but it looks more natural. Make sure that the habitat barriers are all realistic, and we kind of create a holding area. We'll be working on that a bit. There's going to be a lot of backstage work in this episode, which I'm quite happy about. Here we're going to just kind of roughen the terrain a little bit, nothing too crazy. And then we're going to kind of create a rock bank here. Yeah, just kind of a rocky bank to this river. I think it works out pretty well. I'm really trying to improve kind of how my habitats look. I feel like my buildings have started to look better, and I think my next 2 habitats, which have already been recorded, you'll probably see bits of them in the cinematic shots. They are looking a lot better, especially my newest one, which I think is going to get its own episode. I'm not sure. It's for the PFAL, so I'm less inclined to make it have its own episode, just because, well, you know, it's an Indian PFAL. I don't know how popular they're going to be. But yeah, just kind of building up these rock formations, kind of make it a little bit more interesting. I do like these faux rock piles, but I am getting a little tired of them. They can kind of look too fake almost. So we will be, the next habitat, I don't think it's this one. We're gonna start really improving. And I think I'm probably in the near future, if not this episode, going to stop caring as much about like doing biome specific rocks, because I know that doesn't really affect animal welfare. But yeah, just kind of putting some rock piles around, nothing too crazy. So I really just need to pick a rock color and use that for the most part throughout a region, I think. We'll see how exactly I want to do that in the future, which I'm really excited about the next couple of buildings. This is probably me just talking in the chat. This video is not going to be super long, even without too much editing, and so I didn't cut out as much because I wanted some time to talk and just kind of talk about where our channel is going. Our Asian water buffalo are their habitats are very cool. So I'm really excited about that. And here I am just kind of getting some trees and bushes that I wanted to kind of place in the area. And then some of these shrubs, which I really like. We're going to end up putting some drin grass and other things in here that weren't originally on my palette. Some of them by request from the stream. If you want to see me building these habitats live, you can go ahead and turn the bell notification on so you get notifications when I go live. You can also follow me on Twitch, really helps out. We're at 40 subscribers, which means we're getting close to the point where I can start getting monetized. Really appreciate everyone who's supported me there on Twitch. Got a long ways to go on YouTube, but I am happy with where we're going. Here I was going to try to use the hostas, and they just end up not working for me. I don't think they're great ground cover. I think they're better garden plants. And then someone asked me to add the aster plant. So that's what we use a lot of here. I don't know if it 100% fits the Indian rhinoceros, but I do kind of make this work for me. And I do like it quite a bit. And then I'm going to take some drin grass and just put a bunch of it in as well. Because I do like the temperate forest feel. I did consider putting bamboo in here, but I didn't really feel like a bamboo forest was going to be great for these guys. Especially since that's going to be for some other animals in the future. So yeah. we're just kind of putting all this drain grass around, not doing too much with it, and then some terrain painting. And I'm pretty sure when we introduced the rhinos, they actually were 100% happy with the terrain painting, which is crazy. It was either them or the wild water buffalo, I don't remember now. So yeah, we're just kind of creating these areas, and here we are. I was working on making a tree planter, but this was me doing it now. It's using the rustic wheel. I think it works pretty nicely, because those Indian rhinoceros will definitely destroy things. That's one of the reasons I didn't give my elephants trees. It's because I knew that they were going to destroy it. And here we're going to start working on sort of some backstage exhibit areas, which is where most of the rest of the video is going to be. But don't fear, I've got some really cool backstage exhibit things. So here we are kind of just creating this fence that's more suited for rhinos and other hoofstock animals, but not necessarily suited for elephants. I don't consider it to be strong enough for other species. Here we are just kind of creating this fence. I don't have big problems with little gaps in the fence because these are rhinos and you're gonna get those kinds of gaps in the fences in real life. It's just things that baby rhinos might be able to walk through that I wasn't that happy about. And then here the game is being difficult for me. I was trying to figure out exactly how I wanted to make this work, but I end up liking where it ends up. And just kind of changing the color. We're gonna add the plaster floor to it. Not much to be said here, just kind of making this area look nice and pretty. And then I'm going to create a sort of backstage roof thing, like a second roof, and I couldn't figure out exactly how I wanted to do it. But this is not the way that I go eventually. It is for the most part, but I'm trying to remember exactly how we did this. Working under things is a pain in Planet Zoo, so I decided we're just going to work from above and just fix it. And so here I am kind of counting out how many blocks wide is it. And so I'm going to create this just as long so we can kind of create a false roof. And here we are just kind of creating some girders for it. Because I wanted to make this look really, really aesthetically pleasing. And then I figured, oh, you know what? I'll build it on the top of it, and then we'll just sink it down onto the roof when we're done with it. We're also putting these heaters in because we want this to be a heated interior. Even though we're turning them off to save on power costs because we live in a biome where it's not necessary, but if there were a cold winter, which the basis of this zoo is that it's in Texas, so because I was basing a bit of it off the Houston Zoo originally, less so now. Now there's a lot of zoos that it's based off of. We'll be probably doing some future episodes in the near future off the Stockholm Zoo, which I thought had some really cool enclosures that I was looking at. So we're just kind of putting these girders in as supports. This middle one, I'm trying to remember why I did it differently than the others. I don't remember. Oh yeah, because I need the girder to go a different way, because I'm actually going to be attaching a mechanism to that. I really like how these girder structures make the roof look significantly more supported, and you're going to just kind of see how that works. And just kind of putting all those into place, and now we're going to be building our next piece. This is going to be our elephant / rhino / wild water buffalo, crane, scale, sort of that, so that if they need to weigh the animal or move them, there's a pulley or this girder system that this mechanism that we're going to work on can actually move along the girder, pick up the animals, and then can weigh them, can take them into quarantine, whatever. And we're going to use this as an electrical box. I'm really excited about how this turned out. And then I kind of use this air conditioner as an electric box as well. I think it works together really nicely. Here we are trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to be building the frame. And end up with these steel cables here. They never want to work out for you. But I've kind of found a way to make it work. And so, kind of joins there. Now we're going to create some sort of hook system. I'm trying to remember exactly how we make it work. I think I remember. I think we just use ropes towards the end and just kind of have it all knotted together. Yeah, so now we're going to create our sort of elephant, rhino, wild water buffalo scooper. So we're kind of creating this. Ideally we would make it out of like fire hose material, but I don't think we have that in Planet Zoo as far as I am aware. And now is going to be the really annoying thing, which is just making sure all of these line up. Was very frustrating in real time, but I'm sure it's going to look so easy in the sped up by 8 times version. So here I am just kind of building this, and now we got to attach it, which is quite annoying. If anyone who's ever tried to do anything at an angle knows. Lots of trying to line up. And of course, I was hoping if I rotated it by 45 degrees that it would just all work for me. Not the case. Not the case at all. And so we're just kind of trying to bring these pieces to match. But I think you can kind of see the vision here. Like, is it perfect? No, but I like the way it looks. I think it looks pretty realistic. I also wanted to create sort of something tying it all together instead of just those metal hooks. So we're going to use this rope knot from the North Africa pack, and then just recolor it, and it works pretty darn well. Then we're going to place these onto our girder so that they can actually move, theoretically. So it's got that motor that can sort of lead it onto the, like turn those wheels and move it around the girder. That's kind of the way that that's supposed to work. Now we're creating some, sorry, my friend texted me, unprofessional of me, but so an area where the male would be separated. Now we're going to create some switches for the doors, which I'm pretty happy about because well, I mean, it's going to be really cool, adds way more to the thematic nature of this, just so that you can open those gates. I also thought about putting the PVC, but just the way that I built the wall doesn't make it look. So we've got one switch for the rhinos and then one switch for the elephants. A lot of the things we're doing is setting up ourselves for success. Now we're going to create our scales, because, I mean, we got our measuring system, we just need something to scale. And so what I was doing is I was taking kind of average measurements of Asian elephants and rhinos and things, and taking, getting kind of a palette and trying to figure out what pieces I'm going to use. I think I like how it is. I'm thinking now that maybe I could have used the neon pieces. I think that would have worked really, really well. And so now here I am just kind of trying to figure out how I'm going to build this scale. I really like how it turns out. It's not perfect, but I think it is in fact. I think it does work out pretty well. And we've got one for our elephants, our rhinos, and our water buffalo. Maybe I'll try and use the neon one in the future. This is kind of just the most basic thing I could do, but I kind of like it. There's probably better pieces in the workshop for these. Here I am actually doing the more accurate values. And I'm just kind of making some made up weights. But we're nearing the end here, so again, please go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. And you're gonna get some nice cinematic shots that I'll leave you with. Alright guys, see ya in the next one. Bye.
Saya para say kayu sotet. Kanomo so say on that another paddle. Nada ali,